Pass the
Runway.
please.
All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Pass the Runway podcast, and I'm one of your hosts, Fletcher.
And I'm one of your other hosts, Pauli.
We got our names right this time. It's taken us a few weeks to really get down the formula, you know.
Not we're doing the bit where we, do everything normally this time, so
It's a good bit. It's a good bit. I mean,
I know a good bit when I see one, and I co-signed this bit, so it must be good.
yeah, a little bit of order, you know, rather than just the constant chaos.
I would say that this round of order is a complete subversion of the normal formula, so that's why it works.
I'm sure this order will certainly be maintained throughout the remainder of the episode. Nothing will go awry, I'm sure.
At least for 5 minutes, anyway.
That's true. So, speaking of 5, we've got our trivia question for this week.
We're getting actually really good at the setup and payoffs for the
Yes. Maybe someday they'll just flow like butter, but today we're just getting lucky. So the top 5 time cutters, so people that have gotten untied, cut time from the total time in GE. The top 5 time cutters all time. Number 1, Sterling. 2, Wouter. Boss is 3rd. Okay. Carl is 5th, but who is 4th?
Okay, so...
And I should say this is according to the Rare World Record database. Whether this is actually true or not, I did not do enough investigation to tell, but this was the name that happened to be there, and if you go shortly after this episode, I'm sure it'll be the same.
The database was on the internet, and you saw it there, so it must be true. Like,
yes.
Why would it be otherwise? Okay, so those are like the big 4. But
who is number 4?
Who is the 5th guy? According to this, it's question mark, question mark, question mark.
Well, specifically, who's the 4th guy? Because Carl's number 5.
Right. Well, the 3 question marks is what I always named my rival in like Pokemon Silver, because he said my name's 3 question marks, and then you get to the lab and the cop's like, what was his name? And it was like, I know this is the part where I give him whatever name I want, but he said his name was 3 question marks. My hands is tied. So
yeah, like I'm stuck like this. So yes, you're correct. The 4th most the 4th time cutter all time in GE is the rival from Gold, Silver, Crystal.
And he always picked Total Dial Do. Like, he always counterpicked me. He's such an asshole, man.
You know, what are you gonna do? What did I? Because I didn't play the original 3, because my first Pokemon game was Emerald. I did play. I played. I want to say I played Heart Gold. No, Soul Silver. I played one of the 2. I'm trying to remember who I ended up picking as my starter.
Big cynical, because he's quite literally lit. So, but I mean, what I did was he would throw out like the Totodile or whatever, and I would just get Kadabra because Psychic was still overpowered, and I would just not deal with it.
Fair, very fair. I can't remember for the life of me. All I know is Emerald. I picked Trico. That was my dude.
I haven't played any Gen 3, as a matter of fact. I do know. Only thing I know about it is there's a lot of water. That's all I really know.
Too much water.
So I know that bit.
I can't recommend Emerald enough. It's a fantastic game.
Maybe get around to streaming that some. So listen, we'll get back to the Mystery Man later in the pod, but
yeah.
So when you play Pokemon, how many starters you get to pick from?
3.
Okay, so what segment's coming up next?
Oh, I see where this is. I see what you did there. We've got our 3 times each from the rankings. And as a matter of fact, we're going to keep the threes going because the first time I'm bringing up is, again, and I'm going to butcher this name. I apologize in advance. Let me at least get it up so I can look at the letters. Joachim Ljung. No idea how to pronounce that. The lad from Sweden getting Runway 00 Agent 33.
Now, considering the time and the stage, I know when you saw this, you probably pinged out of control. Like, this is a big deal to you.
It is a big deal. I don't know why in the world anyone would ever play 3-tap strat. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Just a very odd.
Makes sense to him.
Just a very odd choice to me. The quad, yeah, the 3 taps. Like, I don't get it. So hopefully we see him actually, get it together and go for those world record strat completions with the leans. It'd be insane to see a Runway 300 ever again, just because of how stupid 21 and 28 are. So seeing him go for that would be pretty lit. He's currently sitting at second place untied on the leaderboard, which is already insane in and of itself. And if he got 32, he would actually be top of the Runway leaderboard.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So let me see here. It's wild that SA22 is the common time now between like the three of them, as far as like upper tier. Now, obviously,
that it's mostly wild, just because the fact that 21 even exists.
Yeah, I honestly, to this day, there's 2 of them now, and I still don't think it's possible.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. Yeah, can I remind you that we live in a world where people actually do like Runway.
Shocking.
Like, everyone has their favorite level. Runway is someone's favorite level, and maybe it's his. But yeah,
that's honestly a tragedy. And speaking of tragedies, gout and the origin of the gout meme, Egypt, and a new set of 45s has emerged, that being Joris's 45s.
Well, it's something that Joris would obviously, have to get around to. He would be looking at 44s, I'm sure. Obviously, he might not do it tomorrow, but 44 is definitely a, Joris kind of bag, you know what I mean? Because you're gonna have the 2.x, and you're gonna be doing warps and crazy 90-degree pop, lock, and drop it, shoot him right in the head.
Yeah, I'm surprised it took him so long to go for 45s with Clobber, myself, Pogo, Chris G all going for him earlier this year. I'm shocked. Granted, he wasn't playing that much earlier this year, but like, those strike me as times that I would have seen him going for even a year or 2 ago.
Yeah, even then, knowing him, I don't think it would have taken him very long, but
no,
maybe...
they're honestly not that bad of times, especially 2.x just makes them pretty easy.
That might be something he looked at and be like, oh, this is boring, and waiting for the proper death animation. It's probably a lot to do with why he also hasn't dabbled in statue, because of just the raw element that you can't do anything about.
True. I would say Egypt is much better about that than statue is. Egypt, and the level's shorter too, which is nice.
Oh, it's like 1/3 shorter,
yeah.
So I would definitely agree with that. But congrats, got the sweep, and I will look for the 44s in the distant future, or not too distant future, depending on whatever mood he's in.
Yep. And speaking of being in a mood, Gus Riolo coming out today, actually. We're recording this on the 21st. This isn't going to be posted till Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, by the way. But here comes Gus today saying, look, I'm good at the game, and here is Train Agent in less than a minute.
Sub 1 on Train is a really good way to say, hey, I'm good at the game. So,
yeah, and no one, he's the first person to get it in over 4 years. Luke in July 2016 was the last person to break the minute barrier. So absolutely wild to see him pull that off.
It's a very tight-knit group, and rare air, and other cliche about rare events. Congrats. Train's sick. That's one of the levels I'll never get tired of watching people play. Love watching Train play.
Yeah. I need to get back to my 00 streams.
Well, I'm sure Henrik could get like Train 58 in his sleep really quick. Why not?
Oh, for
of
sure.
course, we'll only see that video for 5 minutes, then it'll get removed again. But.
No, this is true.
Hey, right. So you gave us your Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle, and now I'm going to give you my Chikorita and Cyndaquil and Totodile. I'm really surprised I didn't botch those names.
Hey, you nailed it. Good work.
Here we are. You did a. Speaking of not botching names, you did a really good job pronouncing Juan King Phoenix on his 33. I love Joker. It was a good film, but
I try.
Yes, indeed. So we're gonna throw you back to last week where I said I don't know why anyone would play P2 Agent for 38 and get it, because that's what Parakusha did. And 2 days after I spoke that sentence out of my mouth, he went ahead and slayed the Untied and got 37.
Yep, I like how 2 of your times today are both times that were discussed in our last episode.
I know I'm all about the continuity.
Oh yeah.
So, I'll retouch on this. Sick time, incredible time, wild time, high frenetic execution in a very laggy environment. I don't know why grinding this into powder is someone's idea of fun, but it's 2 people's idea of fun, because now there's 2 of them.
True. Does Ace have fun, or does he just do it, honestly?
You'd have to ask the man himself that. I'm not sure. Because at this point, he may just be doing it. I'm sure it was fun at some point, and it may be fun now, but it may just be like, oh, can I do it? Oh, I can. Cool. But for everyone else, it's like there has to be some element of fun. What level have you grinded for 100 hours that you didn't think was fun?
Cradle.
Oh no. Okay.
I'm sorry. So, all right, we're moving on.
I love how little hesitation I had. I had an answer right away. I was.
Oh no. We should every time we say Cradle, we should just censor it with some Samo clip. I think just
that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Just that crap, and then it gets censored out by him just saying "fuck" or something.
That'd be perfect. That sounds like a lot of editing on my part, though. So,
I mean, yeah, okay. So we'll put a pin in that. We don't have to do that every time, but
yeah,
you might get a surprise in one of these episodes. Just be ready, okay?
True.
Now, congrats again to Para. Moving forward from that, we're going to do the other time that I brought up, and we're going to have a little combo time, because Samuel Fisherton? I'm not sure what spin I was going to put on that.
I didn't know where you were going with it either.
I was trying to spin the meter, but I didn't have it, so it just came out weird. But anyway, after completing the sweep, my man was like, you know what? Why don't I just go ahead and push it down just a little bit more, and finally get one of these untieds that he's just barely missed by like a hair, just multiple times over the course of him playing. and he went ahead, cashed it in, got the 139, first main ranks untied, but also followed it up, booted up Crash LTK, and got 141, which is his first LTK untied. So he's got 2 of them under his belt now.
Wild, absolutely wild. I think I saw Icy comment on his 139 that he was the person in PD history to have the most world records ever, but no untieds.
Yeah, I believe that I could be wrong about this, but I think it's Sammy Rogers in GE would be the equivalent of someone who has amassed like the most world records, but none of them actually being untied in that manner.
I could not tell you that. That may be a good trivia cue here soon.
Go ahead and file that one away. That boomerang might come back.
I'll ask Icy for the answer. He'll know.
Oh, he'll not only will he'll know, he'll tell you the number. It's like, oh yeah, it's Sammy. He has 22.
Yeah.
But good work to Sam Fisher. We have 2 masters of the snow and the skateboard. I'm interested to see, especially with LTK League coming around, if Flechr will put up an answer. Smart Money would say that would probably be in the works. So we might be talking about that again in 2 weeks. Let's find out, shall we?
Yeah.
And well, now it's time to get a little mad, because it'd be like that sometimes. Our mate Zella, aka Will, aka Midnight Cinderella, aka whatever he's changed his nickname to this week, or his rankings color, or his rankings name, or whatever, went ahead and got Attack Ship 207, which is wild, and wild and crazy kids. I don't know how these people cheat to get under 211, but obviously we're allowing it because it's still there, and there hasn't been an investigation. But good job, mate.
Are we calling for an audit of everyone to achieve the sub 211?
I think it would be completely reasonable to have them all obliterated.
Chuya, Ace, Lake, Demon, Zella, Boss, Flechr, Jez, Carl, MW, Light, BK, YE, Dark Slayer, Vitor, Red Bull, Taka, Cedric, Green, Ricky. Yeah, let's just get rid of all of them, honestly. Who needs them?
I tell you, as the day is long, I wouldn't miss a single one of them. Just go ahead and ship them off.
This is my Drama Monday post.
Get them. I hate every single one of them. I wish them all like the worst.
Okay, I can't do it no more, man. I love you guys.
I can be honest about DL, but that's it.
Oh man, like the feud with DL's over. He even has Mod back now.
He does have Mod back. That's true, but it could go away in an instant. You never know.
If he asked for quote like 2 times in a row, I was like, all right, pal, you're done.
All right, that's it. You had your second chance. No third chances.
Okay, spinning that back around. In all honesty, congrats, 207 is sick, and if I know anything about him, I'm sure it's one of his 30 levels that he's playing at the same time during his 48-hour daily grind. So
yeah, I can't wait to open the ranks and see 205.
Yeah, I'll see 205, and then that'll be great. So because good luck doing that, I guess.
Speaking of no third chances, I think that's a good segue into a recent announcement.
Third chance is coming, or as some would argue, in fact, I might argue, second chance, because at the Game Awards, which was just a fun romp to watch with the boys and crack wise and all that. But we're getting a new Perfect Dark from a developer I've never heard of because it's their first game.
Yeah, I say third chance because there was the original PD and then PD 0 and then now whatever this ends up being.
And I say second chance because most people would just not count Perfect Dark 0 as a thing.
And I'm gonna go out on a limb. This is my bold prediction. I'm gonna say that this new PD game gets treated exactly the same as 0.
Wow. That may be true. Quick aside. Shout outs to Deep Darkness for having an untied sweep on the entirety of Perfect Dark 0 at one point.
Yeah, that's insane. But
just a little Easter egg for you.
It could have been a trivia question, dude. We're ruining our chances.
These people don't read, so they won't remember that. So when we're on like episode 15 and I bust it out, they won't remember that.
True.
We'll see who's really paying attention then.
I should ask before I talk about my thoughts. What are your thoughts on the new PD being announced?
My thoughts on the new PD being announced is that it is a game.
Yes.
And I think that's pretty neat. Now I'll see about that game when it comes out, and I'll take a look at it, and I'll probably try it. Am I like, oh, it's Perfect Dark 2? Like, no. I think they alluded to that it's going to be like a reimagining, so I don't know if it'll play out sort of the same way or entirely not at all. I do hope that if it borrows anything from PD, it's that you just have all your guns. Like, you can go through the level and you have like 6 guns instead of like a more modern shooter where you only carry 2. So I hope that happens just because that's more interesting. But beyond that, we literally know nothing other than there's a Datanon building, and I saw some pyramids, and then I saw the back of Joanna's head.
I think there was a developer interview, and they were talking about like spinning like an environmental crisis seems to be the main crux of the story.
Oh, so we might have to shoot at the ozone layer with the laptop gun?
I don't know. I don't even know if they still plan to like incorporate the whole alien twist into things, because that's like, I mean, ultimately that's an integral part of the PD story.
It's also really cool. And quick aside, if they are in the game, please don't make Elvis look like he did in the XBLA remake. That's horrific. That is horrifying. Like, make him look like a goof. Make him wear the American flag vest that has Elvis written on the back with the fucking pumped up kicks. That's what I don't want him to look. I don't want him to look like the aliens from Body Harvest, dude.
Yeah, it's very unsettling to see the XBLA version of Elvis and then still hear his goofy voice and voice lines and the like, trying to match that up. It just doesn't work.
Oh, there's a clash right there. There's cognitive dissonance right there.
Yeah, it's not good. But I mean, I saw a little bit of excitement on the forums, at least. Goose seemed excited. But I just can't, like, how many people remember the GoldenEye remake, quote unquote, that which everyone like said, oh, this is awful. It's just like a Call of Duty like ripoff, and it just completely ruined everything. Granted, for me, I have a bit of a different perspective on that game because it was one of the first modern FPS that I ever played. So I thought it was pretty neat because I had only ever played like the original GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, and so my next first-person shooter experience was GoldenEye Reloaded or whatever it was called. I played it on Wii, so I think it was just GoldenEye. I'm like, oh, this is awesome, and then people are like, this fucking sucks.
think any of your GoldenEye Reloaded experience has helped you speedrun GoldenEye for the N64?
No.
Damn. Well,
There's some like classic voice lines though, like, "Are you going to kill me?" "No," and then you just whack him across the face.
oh yes, I remember that from the Donkey video. That's a great video.
Yes. There's a lot of good memes. I mean, I personally enjoyed it, but like, I'm worried that is what this new PD is going to be. It's just going to be another FPS in a huge glut of FPS games made by a small developer with a relatively big name IP, but like they have to do something with the gameplay. I feel like they have to do something with the structure, like the whole open level, open objective layout of the GoldenEye Perfect Dark, of the original GoldenEye Perfect Dark, is such a unique formula in like the FPS genre that we really don't see anymore, or at all, really. It's not like they just drop you into a level, like, these are the things you need to do, but we're not telling you where they are or how to do them. You just have to figure it out. Like, that's a really cool game design, I feel like. And so I found myself really enjoying playing the ROM hacks like Goldfinger, with more levels in that same vein. Granted, Goldfinger is like half good levels and half absolute dog shit. But
Can't get it right.
Yeah. But I if they can do something and bring back, or in some way innovate within the genre, then I think that they can find success and find a game that people actually enjoy. But if they just reimagine it in a modern sense, like, it's just going to be a crappy another first-person shooter to add to the pile.
Yeah, if they just roll out generic FPS number whatever, then it won't really stick. Even if it's well executed, if it's just a generic FPS and that's it, like, it won't really take.
Yeah, like, who cares that it's Joanna Dark? Like, if it's just generic, it could literally be anything, and the effect's going to be the same, because, like, some people put this big emphasis behind Joanna as a female protagonist, but, like, there are so many female protagonists now, like, it doesn't, like, the market isn't there like it was back in the early 2000s.
Yeah. So we'll just see what it, closer to time, because they're working on it now, and we don't have a gameplay trailer or
yeah, we have no gameplay or anything.
So we'll see what it looks like closer to time when it comes out, and maybe it'll be interesting, maybe not. I would hope that it's at least interesting, because even if it tries to do the open worldness of like PD and it just fails, like they don't do it right, I was like, well, at least they tried it.
Yeah. That to me would be better than just making a generic FPS.
It'd be better than making Call of Duty, but with Joanna Dark. So
yeah.
So I swear, if she's running down the street and she tells Ramirez to go take that gun turret, then I'm just turning the game off.
Turn the game off.
Yes, exactly. So, staying in the realm of Perfect Dark, what we've had recently is we've had a bit of fireworks, because there's always that like pre-league anticipation. People like want to get in, they want to play, see what they can do, and we've had some action jump the gun, because we're about a week and a half off of LTK League, and we've had Villa DLTK and LTK Untieds, courtesy of Perna and Flechr. Now, one would and could argue that you're just lighting money on fire and throwing it away, but at the same time, it's like, well, I can go get that. So should I get it now before someone else gets it? I'll go get it. So I can't really criticize it in that way.
Did anyone bother telling Perna that there's a LTK league coming up?
It would make a difference, but
because Flechr, I get like Flechr is like the LTK guy. Like that's been, I don't want to say the cornerstone of his career as a player, but it really is a huge part of who he is and what he's done in the community. So like I can see like Perna just getting this, record, and Flickr's like, nah, dude, and then just sniping it back.
That's definitely what happened from Flickr's end. Yeah, he's like, oh no, I'll be having that back. That was mine. Thank you, sir.
It's the Perna just like, all right, let's just get a bunch of untieds and shit. Like, dude, just wait for like, you can practice all you want, but dude, like, hold the phone. Like,
oh man, he had to have it. So if you get in a mood where it's like you're sitting at the house, it's like 10 p.m. and you're like, I gotta have fourth meal, so you gotta go hit Taco Bell. It's like that. So like I get it, but as someone who's allegedly going to captain in the league, I think you're just kind of, you could argue that you're hurting your chances, but maybe you don't care about that, and you're just like, oh, I just gotta have this now so I can see my initials. I understand that, so it is what it is.
Well, regardless, we'll see how it plays out once LTK League starts. We probably won't have another episode until it's already underway, actually. All right.
Because if this is going to drop on Christmas, it'll certainly be after New Year before the next one comes.
Yeah.
We should already be on track.
It'll be first week of January is when our next episode is. So yeah. We'll be able to talk a little bit about it starting. Well, let's dive in real quick to the forum recap.
All right. Little recap.
Not much really happening right here. If you could nuke one levels from the rankings, what would it be? This was posed in the PD forum. Current winning result is Defection with 9 votes. What did you vote for?
I didn't vote at all because I could vote here live, well, pre-recorded.
Oh,
but
there you go. I think it'd be interesting to see some opinions here.
My favorite post in this whole thread was when Green said the dated-on build.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Well, that's funny. That would make us lose Extraction, which is a fantastic level. So
it's that hits Defection, Investigation if you count that as the basement, Extraction, and MBR. Which
yeah.
How many people you think voted for Defection solely because of PA?
Well, let's see who voted Defection. Axel did. The Flash did. No Name did. Happens did. Commenting level sucks. Harry did. Taka did. Trouble Clef did. Dusky did. So I'm not even sure. Most of them have strong feelings about PA. Taka and AZ probably are the two most qualified there. Oh, Craig voted for it as well. What's Craig got on Defection?
Well, he didn't vote, but I know from what I've heard, I know Green absolutely despises like Defection. So
Craig
Craig
has no SA or PA time, so I might have just missed Green. Did I miss Green? No, it actually doesn't look like Green voted. He voted with his reply.
Yeah, but him voting Defection would make sense. If I were gonna see, this is hard, sort of, because like I don't hate Defection. I think it's pretty cool. Chicago's like watching paint dry. It's so boring.
Oh, do you want me to aggravate you?
Yeah, let's hear it.
one of the 4 levels to receive 0 votes. 0 people that have voted would nuke this one out of all the others. No one has voted for Air Force One.
Well, I mean, anyway, so Chicago's boring. I think even looking at Air Force One, although I mean, if I'm totally honest, like the levels, it's really not that bad. It just doesn't jive with me personally. I think Crash, Asian, and SA are 2 of like. I don't even want to look at them, but PA is sick, so that kind of saves the level. I'd probably vote if I were gonna pick. If I were gonna, I'd probably vote War just because it's a giant like lottery box. It's just not. I don't like it really.
It's interesting. It's interesting comparing Air Force One to the 3 other levels that don't have any votes. Those 3 levels are Villa, Infill, and Rescue. Which, in my opinion, are like top tier stages in PD. So like it makes sense that no one voted for them. But having Air Force One in that group just doesn't sit well with me.
It fit those other 3 because Rescue's great. People cry about Infill PA, but it's mainly, I don't know, like they still like it, so it just is what it is. And Villa is, Villa's one of the best stages, straight up, with or without the clip.
Let's see how some notable players voted. Ace voted for Crash Site, sensible. BK voted for Saws.
That's just a BK problem.
JD voted for Attack Ship. DD voted for MBR. Perna voted for Escape. Bad level. Escape is done. LD voted for Airbase, actually. That's surprising to me.
Really?
Yeah. MW voted for Skedar, which is just wrong.
He just hates like the laser skip, you know. Maybe he doesn't jive with it.
The laser skip and Skedar?
No, I'm talking about LD.
Oh, you were back behind me. Okay, yeah.
No,
anyone... MW doesn't like the Skedar due to laser skip? What?
No, I don't even think. I'm not even sure if MW's even played Skedar Ruins.
Oh, I doubt it. He probably doesn't even have it unlocked, honestly. I voted for Deep Sea because I hate Deep Sea.
It is kind of jank, but like I think Deep Sea's pretty cool. Farming Elvis is kind of lame, but you know, what can you do?
Ricky voted for War. DL voted for Chicago. Boss voted for Deep Sea, so there we go, Boss. You and I are on the same page. Dusky, Defection, Wotus. Wotus voting for Skedar is almost surprising to me, just because Skedar seems like... maybe it's just me, but Skedar's such a good level. Like, just get past the fact that you have to quit out 90% of runs because you don't have a pillar set. Just, it takes 4 seconds to restart and do it again. It's not that big of a deal. Like, and if you're used to grinding Goldeneye, like, Skedar's fucking nothing. It's so much fun when it actually works.
Look, it's you, me, and Light are the only 3 people that are like, Skedar Ruins is sick. Like,
dude, Skedar's so good. It's so much fun.
I agree completely.
Like
everyone who hates, I genuinely think everyone who hates Ruins just remembers the first time they played it casually and fought the boss, and they didn't know what the fuck was happening. They're like, I hate this. I genuinely think that.
Such a good level. I wish more people would give it a chance, but you know, I guess the less people that do, the better times I end up having on the level because they don't bot me.
Now you're thinking. There you go.
Because I'm chilling. I'm chilling up in the 80s on all 3 with very little effort, honestly.
I might be holding the 90s barely.
That's a level I need to dig into and get more times on because I love that stage. That's one that I'll actually grind out all the way.
Agent 1 is 89, but you know what? We're going to round that up to a 90 because it is final grade season after all.
I agree. I made a music video for my 89.108, so it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. Let's see. The other forum post I dug out was Fellas Part 9 asking about height. And I like how the question is just, are you tall? And then you have to answer with your height, which is kind of silly.
Man, how tall is you?
I like to say I'm 5'11" on a good day.
On a good day. I'm 6'2" with crazy hops according to the poll. And so were 7 other people, that is the leading vote getter apparently.
I know I'm not 6 foot, but I'm either 5'10" or 5'11" or like 5'10" and a half or something, because like I never remember exactly what I get measured at when I like go visit the doctor or anything. I never remember my exact height, so I'm like 5'10", 5'11". I'm just under 6 foot essentially. Which to me, that's a good height. That's like a good cozy height. I'm not short, but I'm not like tall either.
You're not. You're somewhere between Jonathan and Sammy.
Sounds
who
right.
are like 5'6" and 6'5" respectively, or something absurd like that.
There's a lot of tall leaders. Maybe it's because we're all dudes. We're just tall.
I'm not sure how that works out, but most people's pushing over the 6. Honestly,
dude, where are my other 5'10s? Dusky, Tabor, 5'10s and 11s. Dusky, Tabor, Luke, JD, Yendis. Okay. So we're all about the same height. Shout out to my just under 6 foot gang. We're actually the cooler ones.
I mean,
not really. Like, I don't give a shit about height.
Okay, that's objectively true because you know how hot air like rises, right?
Yes. It's scientifically proven. It's cooler to be short.
Yes. Shorter, you're cool. If you're taller, you're hotter. Like that's how it works.
Math.
You guys thought y'all weren't going to get any STEM on this program? Did you really think that?
And so this thread, of course, brings up probably one of the best forum replies I've ever seen, and it's Cal's 6'3" normally, 6'5" with the hair. He's just got the picture of his hair.
Every time I laugh for about 10 minutes straight because his hair looks so cooked right now.
That is honestly one of the best forum posts probably ever. That may be top 5 all time.
That's just as powerful as the other week when it was like, what if the lions attack the sun at night? Up there with that.
You know, for as wild and unproductive as the forums usually are, every once in a while we just get a beautiful post that just makes everything worth it.
Yeah, you got to dig for the diamond every now and then. Just wait for it to come out, dude. Cal should unironically play. You should make this an emote somewhere. This is too good.
It is good. It's quite good. All right. Well, that brings us through all of the beginner stuff. 40 minutes in. But so now it's time. Our weekly discussion. I don't want to call it really a recap of 2020, but like just looking back at the year.
I mean, we can't call it a recap. We already did that segment.
True. It's
let's take a look back at what we got because you know, as usual, everyone says at the end of the year it's like, oh, I'm not sure how many more of these time cuts and whatever we can get, and then the year happens and then a bunch of them happen. And it's like, oh, why did we say that's dumb?
We can do our preds in the next episode. That's what we'll do.
That's smart. That's definitely.
We'll do Fletcher and Pauli 21 preview next time. But for now, we're going retrospective, going back, looking through the year. We'll just kind of freeform it. I have the GoldenEye records as they were on the 1st of January. Obviously, there's a couple of things on here that isn't how the rankings looked because there were a couple hoarded times released in Project 2020, which I guess maybe a good place to start talking about Project 2020 since that was the only horde this year, right?
By my math and recollection, yeah.
After 2019 was just the year of the horde, there wasn't really things quieted down.
You say things quieted down, but I think it's because people were more bark than bite because, in 2020 the word horde may have been spoken more than any other word, and yet there were none. So
this is true.
You do with that what you will, but I'm just saying what I saw.
Yeah, another Project 2020, just another horde full with a ton of great times. I wish I really, as much as like the big horde projects have been really cool, I wish there was more. What's the word? Creativity is the wrong word.
Creativity.
Like the Capaps, the green projects. There's a lot of character to them. Like you watch those videos, there's a lot of character. Slightly smaller casts as well has helped those older projects maintain that as well. I feel like a lot of the recent ones, like, they get bogged down with like just too many people. Maybe that's just me.
What you're coming at it from is like, if it's like it's smaller and it's in that way, it's like more personable instead of like here comes 8, 9, 10 people and bang 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 bang.
Yeah. Because that's like I enjoyed Project 2020. I enjoyed K4, but they mostly just felt like a barrage of times. I didn't feel like they were aimed as much to the entertainment value, I guess. That's not the right way to phrase it, but I think you get my idea.
I get the angle you're trying to come at it from. I think they're obviously all good, but that's just that's more of like, what's the word?
Can't find any words today.
It's just a different approach where it's
yeah.
In that way, it feels like more personal, sort of like like a journey of sorts, I guess. And then the other one's like, okay, here's some cool sick times, which is also a journey in itself. But I think that's what you're like. I think that's what you're alluding to when you said that.
Yeah, I think that helps encapsulate my words a bit better. That my hoarding's probably a full-blown weekly discussion we could have at some point.
It's probably it's probably a 2-hour discussion, really.
Yeah. But just looking at GoldenEye, the Project 2020 brought in the 146, 147 from C-Dubs on S1. The 121 with Tree Shot from our boy Joey. Were there any other... Oh, 401 and 402, right? That was in 2020, right? I think it was. If memory serves. Does memory serve? Yes, they were in 2020. Okay. Most of the untieds, though, came from PD for that project.
Oh yeah, well, you got a whole mess of them because you've got. I mean, you had both War SA and PA in that, and then let's see, what else did you have? Only when I think Project 2020, I just think of getting. I just think of getting the controls back to back to back, even though they weren't streamed consecutively. Um, I I always remember the bit of the voice chat recording where the start cutscene of Control plays, and then it's like that wasn't what I thought it was it? And then I hear the elevator go ding, and I go, oh, for fuck's sake, because we're back on Control again. So.
I definitely. Easily the two big standout times for me from Project 2020 are Callie's Untides on S1. Those are still to this day some of my favorite runs.
I mean, to this point, honestly, two of the best times ever gotten, really, considering where it was and what had to be done to get them. Because there wasn't some groundbreaking strat he pulled out. He just I'm just gonna put my this until I get it.
I'm just gonna be good.
I'm just gonna be better than good.
Let's see what all have we gotten Untied wise in GE. I'm just scrolling down, seeing what's changed. Fact 0051 from Wotus. Runway 21 happened this year. That's still very silly. As a matter of fact, it happened twice.
That doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right that it was this year.
It is less.
I'm looking at it. I see. The first one felt like it was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That's so.
What else? Whitehead.
How was Facility 51 by Wotus an underrated time at this point? Because I feel like it's gotten sort of forgotten about.
I don't know. I feel like there were so many Untides earlier this year that they just kind of all covered each other up, And
I remember the Pred thread where people were like, "There can't be many more Unties. What are we gonna do?" That's what they sound like.
What else? Some Untied Slays, Whitehead on Frig Agent and Frosty on Frig 00. The S2 00 Untides from 121 to 118. A bunch of people have gotten Agent and SA records on S2. Those lines have gotten bigger. Bunker 2, 0053 from Green.
Yeah, that one too.
Yeah. Statue 217's SA and 00 from Cali. What else? Depot 45. A ton of people have gotten 23 on Agent. Train 56 was this year too.
Dude, no, it wasn't. Don't say that.
Joreese's Jungle Untides. And that I think is it as far as Untides go. What would be your pick for best GoldenEye record of 2020?
Man,
because I have mine, and I'm not sure it's much of a contest.
Jeez. Well, if you take, were the Cali ones in January?
The Cali ones in January. 147 was in October of 19.
Okay.
His 146 was in 2020 though. One of the few times in Project 2020 actually achieved in 2020, might I add.
Which is kind of funny if you think about it in those terms. Ah, man. Dude. God, Facility 51 is so strong. And it's almost like it didn't happen, like people forgot about it. It's just that strong. The dang, the jungles are strong. The Depot 45 is wild. 217s happened this year. Man. Yeah, if I'm gonna pick like the way it all lined up and it just happened, I'd probably give it to Facility 51.
I would give that the most underrated record of the year, but I can't give that. I couldn't say that's like the best GoldenEye record in a year where Train 56 happened. That's just like I can't like Train 56 is this year's Silo 59. Like it's just an absolutely insane time on an insane level. Like Runway 21's in a different ballpark because it's fake. It didn't actually happen. Right. And it's on a 22-second level. But Silo and Train are like absolute insane levels. They're absolutely wild top to bottom. And breaking anything in those is just I still can't get over. I remember I think I watched Train 56 debut live on Henrik's Twitch. It's just absolutely insane to behold.
Saying how many 57s he had stacked before that. Too.
Yeah, no kidding. A two year grind essentially. I remember when he got 57. Like that's the wild thing to me. I've now been around long enough that I've seen some of these things happen, and then perpetually a new thing happens too past it.
I was here when he got 58, as a matter of fact. So, because that was December 10th, 2017.
I wasn't here for that. I wasn't there yet, but
you missed that boat by a little bit.
Yeah, just a couple months, but it has to be 56 for me.
I would agree because like I see the date says April 14th, but that just looks fake. Like I don't think this happened this year.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel right. Well, hopefully soon we can get back to where time is not like a fake construct and we again. Because like dates and time, oh buddy, they've been kind of goofy this year. Yeah, just nuts all around. And then this doesn't discount the piles of other things that were tied. Like you brought up earlier, like just the pile of Depot 23s is almost doubled.
Yeah, everyone and their mother decided, like, you know what? Let's play a bad level. And that was it.
Yeah. That's what you have to do at a certain point. What else are you going to do? Is like, well, I have to play a bad level. Like sound. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, I'm in that boat now because now all these people have it. So I'm like, okay, well, crap. I got to go for 23 now.
Is that are we going to get? Oh no, we can't do the return of the SR stream because you'll get thrown in jail.
Yeah.
So SR stream is dead.
Freaking Twitch. I've thought of like alternatives to the SR stream, like streaming music through Discord, but not actually streaming it through Twitch, but still having the Twitch stream up, which isn't great, but like it's better than nothing, I guess.
They catch 5 frames of Boston's More Than a Feeling through your microphone. The SWAT team's just gonna kick in your roof.
Not the Boston, no.
I got a feeling for you. 25 to life, and then they just haul you off.
What a tragic way to die. Well, what about PD? What are we seeing in PD? I'm trying to like piece together because I don't know the PD records as well.
So we're seeing a lot of things, and that's outside of the Perfect Ace show that happened earlier this year throughout the year.
True.
Let me see here. So some notable things that happened. 1, 2, 3, 4. So at the start of the year, like Defection 5 was a 4-liner. Now we're at 6, so that's starting to really stack up. Defection SA 17 went from an untied to 4 people having it. And defection PA boss's impossible 112 was tied by Ace, so now there's 2 of those. So what can you do? Ace almost like untied or slayed everything possible this year through a combination of Project 2020 and playing in League.
Oh my god. Clicking back and forth between the current ranks and the ranks on the 1st of January of this year is just absolutely disgusting.
There's a lot more slightly pale blue than there was before.
Oh my god. Rescue 123 is a thing that exists.
Yeah, I mean,
God.
That's the thing that I knew existed because I knew it was borderline possible, but obviously, it would take someone out of their mind to play it and get it. And what do you know? Someone out of their mind played it and got it.
It's almost easier to talk about PD just by mentioning the levels where the record hasn't gone down.
Because you've got our boy JD got invest, like untied that, got rid of the 103s, finally got the 102.
Defections are all the same, just more tied. Invest is the same except for agent. Extraction, essay is the same, but PA's gone down. Same with agent. Agent's normal still. Villa, essay and agent have gone down, but PA's still the same. So that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total records that haven't gone down. 14 and 25, that's 10.
Yeah. Oh, Chicago PA 25 happened. That's a thing. The G5 lure completely changing the dynamic of the level.
G5 happened. Knocked everything down. 110 still exists, so that's 11. 128 still exists, that's 12. 138 went down to 137. The rescue times are all lower now, I think. Yeah,
they've all been lowered. Dude, BK posted 110 in Project 2020, and then the number of 110s tripled from 4 to 12.
Yeah. Escape's all gone down. Airbase
won the race.
Have all gone down.
That happened.
What?
I said BK won the race with Ace and untied until B.
Yeah.
Like hours later, but
are the AFO records still the same? 52, 117, 124. Okay, that's 3 more. So we're at 15 total records staying the same at Air Force One.
Crash site's different.
Crash site have all gone down.
Disgusting.
P2, 37 still the same. 137 went down, and oh my god, so that's 2 more down. So we're at 21? No, 16, sorry.
We're getting there.
16. 225 still the same, but SA's gone down, and PA's gone down. Shit. Defense is all still the same.
Yeah. There's more of them now, but defense is the same.
So that's 20. Attack ship. Agent's the same. SA's the same. Okay, attack ship didn't change, so 23.
Ruins agent changed.
Ruins agent went down, but SA and PA are the same, so that's 25. MBR all went down. Sauce is all the same, 23.
Yep.
Wars, technically both the wars were done prior to 2020, so that's...
The war agent went down. Why?
So is that 30? So literally half the game.
Yeah.
Got untied.
So, there's been some remodeling.
Just a tiny bit.
Change the decor, change the wallpaper and that sort of deal.
I should have been counting how many records actually haven't changed in 2020. Like, nothing's been tied, nothing's been added. Trying to see.
And another Chicago 14. Why?
Those have all changed. Those, no, that's the same. Trying to go through this manually is like, but why? Ace adding his touch on everything is just completely moved
Standard.
the rankings. Oh my goodness. I'm at, okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Because see, total time at the start of the year was 126.58, and now we're at 126.07.
Okay, there are 11 levels in PD. 11 individual levels that had no world records this year.
Yeah, it's still...
Which means 49 levels did have at least one world record tie.
Listen, it's volatile. It's like New Vegas out there. There's a lot of activity going on.
Absolutely wild.
So, it's not too late to buy in, if you want to be part of the modernization project of the PD rankings at the top. Still available.
What's your pick for best PD record this year?
Dude, there's P2SA 136 is stupid. Villa 1 minute is stupid.
Yeah.
Deep Sea PA 259 is stupid. What Elude's done on airbase is wild.
Yeah, for me, my pick's probably 111. Like, what a silly time.
Villa SA 111?
No, Airbase Agent 111.
Oh, Airbase Agent 111. I'm torn between Villa 1 minute and Deep Sea PA 259, but it's depending on what philosophy you want to subscribe to.
Yeah.
It's about, do you want this short, fast-paced, frenetic, high speed, just YOLO, do it and nail it with the basement and the clip and all that, or is it the long level where you have to maintain just a high level of execution and also not die because at that pace, you're not really dying unless you botch horribly, but it's hard to get that pace and then clutch it and the game not screw you. So it really comes down to that. So man, that's I'm gonna be, you know what? I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna sit on the fence. I'm gonna say that's 1A and 1B. So it's my show. What are you gonna do?
I'm not gonna do a damn thing. You are.
Airbase 111 is silly, and like we said before, just shows the genius of Elude to completely break down, compartmentalize, and put back together a level and break it.
Yeah.
So wild.
Yeah. Absolutely. Just so much insanity, honestly. And that's all just normal ranks. LTK ranks have seen a ton of activity this year as well. I mean,
lots and lots and lots. Because
you weren't champion a year ago.
No. And I'm still champion now by hook or by crook. We're still in there.
Freaking Cradle LTK 33 happened this year too.
Listen, let me tell you something about Frostops, okay? Frostops is my guy. Because this guy, Well, he really did the impossible. The only two LTK levels he's played are Statue and Cradle, and he's untied both of them.
Goodness gracious. Oh no, he's played Frigate as well. He's played Frigate LTK.
You know what? That sounds right. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, no. He's got a 5th place time.
Well, if he drops the Frigate LTK untied at literally any frame, I won't be surprised. So
it's funny to me how much I'm curious to see with LTK League coming up if some of these older GoldenEye records actually get challenged.
we'll see, because some of them are pretty rock solid. Now, again, you never can truly tell how rock solid they are until several people like contest them at once. But things like just by the nature of them, some of these boson times, I'm sure that they're completely fine, and we don't have to worry about them. Particularly the train DLTK.
Yeah, because
If someone went for these Aztec ones, that wouldn't be too surprising.
How old are Aztec? 2016, 2017. Yeah, they're getting up there. I mean, not as old as Runway DLTK 43. Is that still the record?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's from 2010.
10 years old
Yeah.
actually.
Bunker 1 DLTK 159 from Ace from 2010. Archives LTK 55 is interesting because, like, I feel like 54 is definitely possible. It just actually be like a good run. That's the current not LSU but longest standing record. It's actually on track. It's 4th all time. It needs a good amount of time, another year or so more till it passes Cradle LTK, but it's getting there.
Well, Cradle LTK can't uptick anymore, so it may very well go ahead and do it.
That's true.
It's a tough DLTK level to play at that pace, so it's pretty fun to play just for a completion, but to play it for that pace, like that's a pretty tall order.
I'll be curious to see if we can see some movement there in the records with LTK League, but let's see. What else happened this year?
I'm sure we'll see some. We've already pre-fired a bit with, as mentioned earlier, but I'm sure there'll be some movement on the PD side of LTK records. So I want to see what stands, especially because I got those spree of records over the past few months, but until people play for them, you'd never know like how good how good they are, but you don't know how good they are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to see if all of them or any of them hold up. I'm sure all of them won't, but it'd be nice to see like what sticks.
Yeah.
And then in terms of what else happened, we've had the proliferation and popularization of match cup play, which I think has been really great for everybody.
That's true. That's another thing that started this year, which is kind of mind-blowing.
GE Match Cup was a hit, and PD Match Cup was a hit, and people still do them just for just casually for fun. It's not even as an organized event, but if it gets to keep being an organized event, like it'll be great. I'll definitely jump in the next one that comes up.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've had we had our Summer League, which was a success. We've had the 2 marathons, which have always been great. We've had, let's see, what else have we had go on? Oh, we've had the advent of Ilu being a video thumbnail genius and just making that happen.
Yeah. It's so hard to think back to the beginning of this year with everything that's happened.
If this year, if you said 2015 to now was like 1 year, I'd be like, yeah, sound makes sense. What else have we gotten to work with? There's been Mark retired forever and came back, so he's back.
Yes.
As is tradition with people who retire forever.
Yes, that seems to be a common thing now. Let's see. I want to check my let's see my I don't think I did a PD Sylvester tip. Well, we can check your PD Sylvester tip and we'll check my GE Sylvester tip. How about that?
All right, let's do that.
So let's do my GE one first. So let me compare this to the actual records. So I predicted a very quiet year in Goldeneye, which wasn't quite the case. We have Damn 00154. Shout out to that actually happening.
A hit.
SA 146 on S1, that happened. Did any of my predicted untieds not happen is the question. S1 121 already existed when I posted this. I just didn't know it.
Wow.
Did not predict 217s. Jungle 51 happened. And I didn't predict any other untieds.
Okay, well, let's see. So
well, let's hold up. Let me look at the top 10. Compare the top 10 here. So I had Ace and Wotus switch, then Luke, Clemens, Mark, Boss, Irie and Gus both coming up, Swiss and Carl going down. For some reason, I didn't predict Boss going down as much.
Yeah, he really took some hits.
Yeah, he's got quite a few times that have just been absolutely blasted this year. All right, let's look at yours.
So, Invest 102,
Check.
got that. Extraction SA 116, got that one.
Not GO, but you got it.
Yeah, I predicted the wrong person, but
Yep.
you know. So same thing with Chicago PA 25, wrong person, but happened. G5 actually, well, G5 47 happened and then went to 46, so it overperformed.
Yeah.
Infill PA happened, but not by me. I said I would do it. Rescue 208 and 228. Let's see. Well, 228 hasn't happened, and neither has 208.
But there's still time. There's still 10 days for you to get those times.
Yeah, there is. So those stages have been untied, but not to that degree, and not by me. So
there's still a chance.
There is still a chance. Escape. All these times happened, but not by any of these people. So, Air Force One PA did not happen.
True.
Crash Site 139 happened, but
not 138.
But there's still time.
There is still time. There's still time.
There's still time.
CI 138 or 128. That didn't happen.
Attack Ship PA did not happen yet, and MBR PA happened, but not by MW. So I had some hits and some misses, but there were some hits in there.
True, you had some good ones. What did I comment here? Oh, Ricky's top 10 didn't even include green. I was like, oof.
Well, he was right. Green's 11th.
Yeah.
So, wild statement that turned out to be
True.
right.
I think everyone else still had green in the 10.
It made sense that Green would eventually leave, but I didn't think it would be so
Actually,
soon.
no, JD got rid of him too.
Yeah.
JD, BK had him. AZ kept him. Like, no one else predicted top 10 anyway, so.
Shout outs to Green. I think I've spoken like 2 words to the guy, but that's my guy. So
He's a legend.
yeah.
Great
Shout out.
dude. Big fan of the green projects. They're some of my favorite hordes. Very, very underrated.
I just put on Green Project 2 on a whim because why not? Love that particular film. I also love Green's idea of just shoving techno music in wherever, just get it in there. So
Whatever works, honestly.
I have no problem with this.
Anything else for 2020? Trying to think back. It's just been such a wild year.
The good news is this is only like the halfway review of 2020, so we'll see what happens in the rest of 2020 because we're only halfway there, so we'll see what happens over the next 60 months, and then we'll eventually get to 2021.
Yes, the next 9 days. Yes, the second half of 2020.
The second wave of 2020, if you will.
Oh God. What a year, man.
I'm telling you, man. So, tell you what. Enough about GD and PD because I feel like we've covered a lot of ground, and we play these games all the time. Let's talk about what's been happening in some other games. What do you think about that?
It's been relatively quiet last couple of weeks in other games as well. We've mentioned Bismuth in the past. Video producer, makes a lot of fantastic speedrunning content. And I saw this pop up in my subscription feed over the weekend, and I was so happy. An hour-long explanation video going into detail with the original Legend of Zelda world record, the sub 27 or 28, whatever the sub was, the most recent Lack Attack record that we talked about a couple weeks ago. This massive explanation video for it. It was fantastic. Cannot recommend it enough.
Yeah. So we told you to go watch the run, and then right as we were speaking that out of our mouths with our vocal cords, Bismuth was making the vid as like, I'm gonna break it down for you guys. So,
dude, what if Bismuth is a listener? I doubt it.
If he is, I doubt it. If he is, I want Bismuth to know that he's my guy.
Dude, shout out to Bismuth.
He's in the club. Love every one of his videos. And when it popped up, because YouTube's sort of doing this thing where you can post messages on your the feed where it's like, hey, I'm working on this or no, you know what I mean? So he said like, oh, I got a video coming. It's like, oh yeah, so I got hyped for that. And then I saw it was this run, and I was like, oh yeah, I was like, I just got done watching that. This is perfect.
It's so maybe it's just me. I love the super in-depth, super technical explanations of stuff that's going on. I love that shit.
Dude, it gets to the part where Lack Attack walks through the block, and I say out loud, how did he walk through that block? And then the video pauses and how did he walk through that block? And I was like, dude, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
And then he's like, don't worry, mate. I'm going to tell you how you walk through the block. Bismuth, you're the best.
Oh my God. I feel like I think I've mentioned this in the past. I feel like we're in a new renaissance here with some of the speedrun content because there's so many good content creators out there now making good content. Bismuth is making fantastic stuff. I also gotta shout out my boy Ricky. I feel like Ricky has been making speedrun videos for speedrunners. I feel like so many videos about speedrunning, I don't want to say they talk down to the audience, but they assume they know absolutely nothing and explain everything for them. But Ricky just goes, and it's intelligent, and well written and well designed. I gotta give props to Ricky's videos. I've enjoyed every one of them.
I do appreciate that when he just goes into it, he's like, oh, like people watching this, they're into this, so I can safely assume that they know what's up on like the most basic level. They get it.
It's in a sense like, sure, making speedrunning content for speedrunners is almost like a niche of a niche, but like, who cares? It's such good content anyway that if someone wants to understand speedrunning and figures it out through other means, like, they can come and then really enjoy this content as well.
Bangs. And quick shout out, I perused some of those lowest percent videos on that channel. Highly recommended. Fantastic.
They've been putting out great stuff. Fantastic. It's very cool to see a collaboration of so many different big names in speedrunning come together to make just a smaller channel about speedrun content. Like, it's so good.
I never knew that I wanted a vid explaining that of Link staring at a rupee for 18 hours, but I got it and I liked it. So.
Dude, my boy Gymnast. Did you ever end up? I think I mentioned suggested watching his commentated Skyward Sword speedrun where he didn't have a shirt on.
No, I never got around to that. I think it's sitting in my watch later. Actually.
Dude, you gotta watch it. It's such a good. And of course, it's Gymnast, so he's just explaining everything in this completely matter-of-fact tone of voice while sitting there not wearing a shirt because someone, I think it was like a $5,000 donation or something. It's like, all right, do a run without a shirt on.
I will play any IL you want for 5K. I don't any IL, bro.
So yeah, a lot of good speedrunning content out there. Find it, watch it. It's good. It's good stuff. Support them. They're doing the Lord's work out there. Speaking of the Lord's work and how the Lord blessed us with OOT being a complete clusterfuck of a video game from a programming standpoint, Glitchymon, who is the only person besides ZFG essentially running the current 100% route for Ocarina of Time, came out and took the record from ZFG for I think it was just 7 seconds.
7 seconds.
Yes, I believe it was 7.
Let me get this straight. So it's not that he beat ZFG's time by 7 seconds. He held the record for 7 real life seconds.
No, he beat the record by 7 seconds.
Okay. All right, that's a bit less ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm trying to find, because ZFG's time was like a 20:38 or something, and I feel like his was like a 20:31 or something. I'm trying to find the post. Can't find it.
See, even for a short time, like someone as dominant as ZFG gets it taken away from me, even for like a short time.
Yeah. But I mean, Glitchy. It should be said that Glitchy has been basically his main rival. Like, he's been one of the few to actually, I don't want to say stand up to ZFG, but actually go and try to get these times as well.
Yeah, he's the only one to catch ZFG slipping every now and then.
Yeah. So shout out to Glitchy. I felt it was appropriate because of how much attention I've given ZFG's 100% records that someone else comes along and takes it. I've got to acknowledge it. Like,
right. It's consistent.
Yeah. And it's honestly, it's such a wild run. It's like these guys are like, they're speedrunning, like, how do I explain this in GEPD terms? They're speedrunning Train DLTK and Attack Ship DLTK back to back, like, and they're the only ones doing it pretty much, and they're just going at it. Like, doing it at all is insanely impressive because of how absolutely balls to the wall wild this route is.
Be that long and have to be executed at that level for that long.
Yeah, it's gonna, like, it's 100%. So there's always going to be mistakes, but this is the current route, every mistake is punished so hard, like because you just crash and that's it. You've crashed.
Well, that's an extremely big consequence for messing up.
Yeah, you have to, and then I mean, when did you last save? Like, what are you gonna do?
It's like, I didn't. It's like, oh no, I didn't.
Yep, the end of the run. Gotta start it all over. See you again in 3 hours when I'm on pace. Oh, absolutely wild stuff in that game. I can't find the posts on the speedrun subreddit about the glitchy record. Why can I not? Let's just go speedrun.com.
Sorry, as we're thinking about it, I'm sure some new glitch or skip's been found in OOT. So as is per usual.
Oh yes, I'm sure.
So it'll get more ridiculous. So don't worry.
8 seconds. He got a 3:20:30, beating ZFG's 3:20:38.
Well, let the record show it was 8. We don't want to shortchange the man by saying 7. So.
And the third place time is 19 minutes behind ZFG.
It's not gonna get it.
So good stuff. And Glitchy's had 5th try Dampe. I think ZFG's, if I remember correctly, had something like 7th, maybe? Something like that. I know his 323 had like 17th try, but...
I can't believe they haven't found a manip to just get it first try every time, honestly.
The problem is there's like nothing, because I know ZFG's talked about it, there's like nothing really to work with in the area where Dampe is, and you have to do it in that area, or else it wouldn't help. So...
Yeah. Makes sense, because if there was even a crumb to work with, I'm sure something would have happened by now.
Oh yeah, they would have worked with it already. But speaking of OOT though, and crumbs, there's been another any percent world record, getting the first ever sub 710, which when you're pulling for barriers that much, starts to lose a bit of importance, I would say.
What about the first sub 09 or 08 or what about that?
I think people like to get a little caught up in the subs, like sub 20, sub 10, whatever it may be, and then like people try to stretch it too far. Like, okay, sure, this is a like Super Mario Odyssey sub hour was a pretty big deal when it happened. Like, cool. But then the person's like, first ever sub 59:30. No one cares. like
if it was like the minute barrier, then yeah, but
even sub 59, I feel like just doesn't like have the same weight to it. Like people
hit the same.
Get a little caught up in it. Like especially with times that haven't lasted for as long. Like for Odyssey, it took a lot of time to get to sub 1 hour. Like it took a lot of effort, took a lot of people trying for quite a while to get there. But then after that, it's like, whatever.
They didn't even think sub 1 was doable.
Well, yeah, for a while.
As I've said many times before, maybe not on this program, but I've said it before. Never underestimate, people's ability to take things too far and to just, get down to like just grind something into powder. Just say the same word in Discord lobby every day over and over again, just for a random example that is unrelated.
Bruh. Yeah, but that's pretty much it from outside the elite. It's been relatively quiet.
Yeah, obviously, in the past 2 weeks, I'm sure someone could dump an entire 36-hour text file on everything that's happened outside of these games over the course of the year. But lots of activity. Congrats to all the runners.
Indeed.
Now, it's time for our favorite just it's time for our favorite terribly named thing, person of the pod, and this week is going to be our boy from the underground, Mr. Blonde Speedrunning, which, if you don't know, is a guy who dabbles in G and PD, and also is holds racing game records. And what is he main? What's his big deal? Let me see about it.
I have no clue.
XG Extreme Racer or something of that nature. Now
I'll take your word for it.
I don't know what that is, although I've watched it, and just a pretty funny guy that hangs around, and also he did a stream of Morrowind twice, which means I love him forever because I love that game. And what I'm saying is he's my guy.
There you go. So shout out.
See this? Shout outs to Mr. Blonde Speedrunning. You're the person of the pod. Good work.
GG. All right. Q&A. Once again, if you have questions for us, please submit them. We will answer literally anything you throw at us. As evidenced by this question coming from our boy, the provider of questions, QWERTY. If someone was attacking you and the only thing you can defend yourself with is a book, which book would you have?
Okay. Is this a book I happen to have on me, or do I get to pick the book?
I feel like the way it's phrased, like, you're able to just pick the book. Like, it doesn't have to be something you own. You can answer it both ways. You can answer it both ways, though.
When I read this question, the first thing I thought of was back in elementary school, there was this giant book, and it was like the size of me because I used to be short, and it was as big as me, and that was Little Women. So I'd probably do that just because it's massive and it's 800 pages, so I feel like that would work. If I get to pick the book, see, this depends on whether I want to opt for like speed and mobility, in which case I'd pick one of my favorite childhood books, Treasure Island, because it's not that big.
There you go.
I could dual wield. I could akimbo Treasure Island. I could have 2 copies of the book and just go in.
There you go.
Or, if you want to go heavy duty, like, if you're a two-hander sort of dude, any sort of index or like a nice thesaurus would work. Or one of my personal favorites is the scene from The Shield where Michael Chiklis hits the students interrogating in the side of the head with the phone book. So I may go with the phone book personally.
There's another thought. For me, I don't know why my immediate I don't know why, but I had like an immediate response to this. Like I knew this answer. Like this was a question I'd been preparing to answer my entire life, and I don't know why this is the answer. But the first thing that came to mind was Atlas Shrugged.
Bit of Ayn Rand.
I don't know why. I do happen to own a copy somewhere. I don't know if I have it here in Finland. It might be back home. But I know I have a copy. I don't know why that was the first one that came to my mind, but it did. I have like a thick, smaller paperback edition. Probably would not be very comfortable to be hit with. But that was my initial response. And again, I have no clue why, but I felt like, as soon as I read the question from QWERTY, I'm like, Atlas Shrugged. What? Why? Why?
That's the one. I've known this for 18 years. I just didn't know it.
But probably my true honest answer. Have you watched the Harry Potter films?
Yes.
Monster Book of Monsters. Shut up.
Okay. I see.
Monster Book of Monsters. That's like the actual response.
What if we could? Speaking of Harry Potter, what if we did fictional books like that one book that would scream and attack people, but you had to rub the spine for it to like calm down, and then you could actually open it and use it as a real.
That's another thought.
What about that? What if it's fake books like let's see. What about? Isn't there a book in like Skyrim or whatever that transports you to like some evil realm or something? I feel like that's maybe I'm thinking of a different game. But that's definitely a thing.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay, what was Atlas Shrugging about, by the way?
Oh, Atlas Shrugged is a dystopian. Maybe isn't the best word for it. I guess it's kind of dystopian. It's basically like people market it as like super pro-capitalism, as kind of like a super conservative like doctrine, but it's, to me, it was more an interesting thought about big business. And basically in the world of Atlas Shrugged, like everything is massively monopolized. Like every major line of business has been completely owned by like an individual, and all of those individuals kind of like build off of one another. But then it like all falls apart through a variety of stages. It was a very long time ago that I read it. It was an interesting read. Just skip over the 23-page long monologue there towards the end of the book. The rest of it was pretty good, though.
Oh yeah, Things Fall Apart. I remember that novel. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I just got an idea. What if you had a banned book and you threw it at them, and then they get arrested for having a banned book in their possession?
There we go. There's
Chuck
a thought.
One at him, and they just like get his ass.
I like. There we go. We've got the strats now. We've mastered this. Come at me, QWERTY.
Remember that in elementary school when there's like, have you heard about like the banned books? And I'm like, oh my god, no! Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What does banned mean? I'm in 3rd grade. I don't know what that means. That was a wild time.
Okay, next question. I threw this one in because I thought it'd be fun. What's on your Christmas list?
Okay, what's on my Christmas list is honestly, I want a model spine I can study for, so I can get a head start.
Ooh.
And I can get a head start in med school because 2 of my courses next year are directly involved with A, spinal anatomy, and B, the attachment, musculature, and physics of the movement of the spine. So I kind of need that to like get a jump start on that. So that's on my Christmas list, heavy.
Let me think. I actually, this is one of the few times in my life where I like legitimately just need some clothes because, you know, I teach, so I wear like professional clothing every day, and I don't have the widest selection of that right now. Not to mention, I ripped one of my pants the other day, so I'm down a pair of nice Dockers.
Yeah, we need to expand that wardrobe. Then we need to get the nice socks and the slacks. We need to get it all.
I feel like I just need like 10 more pairs of pants, and I'm like good for a little while. I don't know. I don't know.
The irony of all this is that when you're a kid, you never ask for clothes and you get them. When you're an adult, you ask for clothes and then they give you something else.
Yeah. I know. My parents are actually probably going to get me some clothes. They're like, here's a Kohl's gift card. Go wild, dude.
Hubris right there.
Because they know I need the clothes. Because they took me shopping for my first set of teacher clothes. We had a big shopping spree. Because I hadn't needed new clothes in like half a decade. So they're like, yeah, we'll buy you some shit.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah.
You got anything else on that list?
Honestly, if I could get, I could go for some new enzymes that would make me able to eat gluten again. That would be pretty cool.
Oh, there you go.
that's off the table. I could use some more. I could use some more athletic wear, like some nice athletic pants to like work out in. Like that would be pretty great. I could go for that.
I thought I was gonna sneeze there. We're good. What's on my list? Both of us have played. You've played more than I have. Both of us have played a decent bit of LTTP Rando recently. So on my wish list would be an actual good Rando for GoldenEye Perfect Dark.
That'd be pretty good. I could see getting down on that.
Because there is a GoldenEye randomizer. It's called Yanis. It is not that good. It crashes 90% of the time on console, and occasionally it will randomly assign keys to guards that don't exist, and so you can't beat like Bunker 2, for instance. You just can't beat it because you can't get one of the keys that you need. And when it randomizes enemy weapons, but it randomizes them all in like chunks. So like every enemy in the level that has a D5K now has a laser. Every enemy that now has that had a Phantom now has a golden gun, whatever. And it's just, it doesn't feel that good and randomized. And in my experience, every single fucking guard ends up with a golden gun. Like, hello?
Okay, so we need one with better logic, and we need one with just better randomization, actually.
Yeah, like see if you can get every guard to have a unique random weapon would be cool. Randomizing the guard types is another thing that the rando did. Like, certain guards will look different, but like it's still not fully randomized enough. And again, making sure the keys work and that it doesn't crash on console. Like, I want to play it on my EverDrive. I don't want to play it on MU. I want to play it with an N64 controller. So tech people get on that.
The ability to play rando on console can't be overstated, because I've been playing LTTP Rando on console. It's been amazing.
Yeah, I'm stuck with emulator for mine because I haven't bothered jailbreaking my SNES Classic. But regardless, that's on my list. I thought of that earlier. I'm like, I would love that. That'd be great. Well,
I like DC there for a second.
Oh, I was like, is Pauli gonna say something? Hello? No, we're good. We'll just we'll edit over that in post, or probably not because I'm lazy.
It's a little Easter egg for you people.
Yeah. Are we? I think we're just about done. We need to answer that trivia question though. Do you have an honest guess?
Let's guess.
You know what? I'll give you a full 3 guesses, because I know you're not gonna get it.
Okay, it must be somebody out on a limb, because you got Sterling, you got Wilder, you got Boss, and you got Carl. So who would be 4th? I'm not gonna take the Ace bait.
Ace is 7th.
Who else is? Because it's not Schwarties.
No, Schwarties is actually tied for 8th.
Huh. So. Shoot, who is it then? I'm trying to think. It's Wilder's son. It can't be Alou. Alou didn't exist early enough. Has to be some. Is it Dan Chervon?
Not Dan Chervon. So there's one guess. Where's our boy? Where's our boy Dan? He has only achieved 6 seconds worth of untieds. He's tied for 24th.
Well, okay, it's not Dan Trevone then. Shoot, it's got to be some old boy that's not even in my brain to pull out. Then probably.
Mm.
Oh my god! Again, this might make me angry when I hear the name, but gosh, I can't think of anybody's name. I keep thinking of PD old boys like Snapdragon, but that can't be it. So
Here you get a hint. His initials are MM.
MM. Oh my goodness. Michael Mightbody.
Well, it's a Mike. So
Why couldn't it be Discombobulator?
I think Disco's like 9th or something.
Man, is it Mike? Gadinsky?
No, it is Mike Martin.
Mike Martin. I know that name.
And
Does he go by-
I was trying to figure out how he managed to actually cut that much time, because if you go to his page, if you go to his world record page, he's only achieved 12 records, 7 were untieds, okay? Which is like wild. Only 7 untieds to cut like the 4th most amount of time ever. But then you look at his untieds, and he got big untieds on S2 SAO and Caverns SAO. And looking at those, he cut from, at least according to the world record database, whether this is true or not, he cut 23 seconds on S2 SA in one fell swoop. Went from 120 on SA to 57. I imagine he just grinded for a nade.
Had to have.
On Double O, he cut from Zwarty's 159 down to his 144, which is another 15 seconds. So that's already adding up pretty quick. He's already practically in the top 10 just with those 2 big cuts. And then you add on top of that Caverns Double O cutting from 328 to 305. That's another 23 seconds. And then SA 159 to 148, that's another 11 seconds. So he optimized some of the worst times on some of the harder levels, and just, I mean, benefited from all that time cut to have.
That is his reward for playing Cavs Double O in the Wild West era. For sure.
Cut 4 more total seconds than Carl, 5 more than Clemens, and 8 more than Ace.
Wild to think about, honestly.
Yeah, that's I just opened up the that record database and just like, all right, what crazy shit can I find? And then I saw that, I'm like, what the hell?
Well, that constitutes as wild and crazy.
So there you go. There's a bit of fun times for you. And I think that mostly wraps us up. If you have anything else you want to say, we gotta wish everyone happy holidays, whatever you're celebrating. So
absolutely, yeah. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. You know, whatever you're doing. The main thing is stay warm out there, because I've been cozying up with this hot peppermint tea. I'm not having a good time. It's very cold out there.
Poor old Georgia man is suffering in the cold. I'm just up here like, bring it on, bring on the snow.
But when 9 months out of the year I don't get sub 70 temperatures, I don't know how to deal with that. So I'm not built for this at all.
I love it. It's a good time. Stay warm, stay safe, have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And we'll see you all in the new year.
Yeah, we're gonna run back. We're gonna run back another year, and we'll see what this time. We'll see if it goes a little different. You know what I mean? We'll see if it goes a little different.
Time will tell.
But stay safe, stay warm. Good luck on the runs. Don't be weird. And from me, goodbye forever.
Goodbye forever.